we have some important points related to the sprinkler, and recently I updated some more points. So the updated information you can find out in the additional notes folder. I believe you already received this folder. This in firefighting data folder, right? And if you open this folder, you'll find separate folder for notes. And we already means we are using this notes, not the same one. But recently I did some some more additional points for this topic, and some more other topics, so that you can find under this additional notes 2020 updates. Okay, you can just verify this folder, FF data 2020 document 03 2020. So now open this notes, and in the additional notes folder, you can find the PDF sprinkler, and these are the additional PDF for other topics that also will use in this training program, and these are the updated notes. Okay, so I'm going to update the notes for the particular system. Anyhow, this is the main notes what we are using, but instead of merging the new points in the notes, I create a separate PDF to avoid confusion. So here I'm going to open this PDF sprinklers. You'll get more information about the sprinklers. Okay, so different factors related to the sprinkler we'll study now. You see, this sprinkler is one of the major component for the sprinkler system. So here you see sprinkler factors and service conditions. What are the different conditions? You can read. Let me start first with the thermal sensitivity. Thermal sensitivity related to the temperature. At what temperature the sprinkler must operate, like up to 60 degrees or above 60 degrees or 80 degrees or 100 degrees, up to 220 degrees, very high temperature application like a boiler, furnace, etc. We have it. You'll find this information about the temperature. Let me quickly open this. You see here the thermal temperature rating is, this table is taken from NFPA 13. You know this. Means all the table is from NFPA, and this is from NFPA 13 because we are talking about sprinkler system, right? So table 6.2.5.1, temperature rating, classification and color coding. Here, just for your information, you see maximum ceiling temperature means application temperature, say 38 degrees centigrade. Ceiling temperature means say space temperature, the max 38. Like in residential or in office, will not take more than this. We will not get more than this. Anyhow, with condition, you'll get less than this. This is a maximum ceiling temperature. Next, thermal rating of the sprinkler 57 to 77. If in between the color you see orange or red, or generally less than 60, up to 65, you'll find orange. Above that, red. But mostly in actual practice, many vendors offering the red color. So the thermal rating for orange, including red, in combined 57 to 77. The bulb. Similarly, you can see the rating up to E43, very high, ultra high condition. And the black. You see in the black we have different options. And this is a glass bulb color. This color coding is for sprinkler, but here I'm talking about the bulb color, the liquid inside, the color of the liquid inside that sensor. And generally there is alcohol, any other liquid which can expand when increase in temperature as per the thermal rating. So this is just a reference. So for building services, you'll find red color, except this kitchen or any other high temperature. So generally you see kitchen, you'll find yellow, or else here you see with the color red color 68 degrees centigrade. This is from NFPA. This is in general. You see up to 68 red color, above 68 up to 79. Yes, online.
So what is the meaning of maximum ceiling temperature?
Maximum ceiling temperature, like a space temperature. You see the ceiling also will heat up now, or the space. You can, at this level, you can consider this maximum ceiling temperature like a space temperature, means application temperature. So here you see red color up to 68, yellow color up to 75 degrees centigrade, green up to 100 degrees centigrade, like blue. And here you see 5 mm bulb. 5 mm bulb means what? Standard response. In the next image, 3 mm is for what? Quick response or fast response. The diameter of this with the different colors. So this is the first factor. Thermal sensitivity. Thermal sensitivity again related to this temperature rating. So we'll discuss all these factors. You see all this factor right from this thermal sensitivity and water distribution characteristics, special service condition, nothing but special type of sprinkler. One example for special, like tamper resistant type or intermediate level, you'll find in this presentation. Installation orientation. Already discussed, upright, pendant, and the side wall as per the installation. Orifice size, this is also important. Half inch, less than half inch or up to 1 inch. And based on this, we have K factor. Okay, so we'll discuss all these parameters now. So first you see thermal sensitivity. Here a unit, you see, meter second. So if you talk about thermal sensitivity, we have three types. Based on this experiment using a specific special type of unit machine here, for thermal sensitivity, we have a term called RTI, response time index, RTI. So according to that, we have three types. We'll discuss more about RTI, don't worry. Just I'm giving the idea of at this level. At the time of calculation point, I'll explain more about this, including that this temperature rating also. So at this level, as per thermal sensitivity or as per RTI, response time index, we have three types: fast response, standard response, and special response. Fast means, you see, the unit is 50 meter second, half inch or less orifice size. Standard 80 meter second, half inch or more orifice size. Special in between as per the application, in between this 50 and 80. Just remember at this level, these numbers. But what is RTI? We'll discuss more about this, not now, at the time of design. Next, as I said, orifice size. Orifice size. And this orifice size is related to the flow rate. You see, as the orifice size increases, flow rate increases. And you can find here, you see, this is less than half inch. This is standard half inch. This is 3/4 inch. And this is 1 inch, seen from the top. And this is a closed one. You see, when the sprinkler bulb break, then this will open so that the water can allow to supply on the deflector. Okay, so these are the different sizes. And now we have a formula. Make a note. We'll use at the time of calculation. Very simple formula. Q equal to K into root of P. And Q, flow rate. For example, we are dealing with English system, so we'll consider GPM, gallons per minute. It can be liter per minute if you're dealing with the metric system, or it can be strictly, as I say, meter cube per second. At this level, I'm considering English system, so it's a GPM, flow rate in GPM. Q. K is K equal to orifice size. Orifice size means will not K directly like half inch. Actually, it's a K factor based on the orifice size. It's K factor. But how we'll get the K factor? For example, K factor is 5.6 for what? For half inch orifice size. So here K equal to orifice size. It's not directly like this. K equal to orifice size for this with respect to this orifice size, but it's not directly half inch in calculation. We'll consider 5.6. So it means it's related to flow, right? Just I'm trying to give some idea related to K. So based on K is related to the orifice size, and as the orifice size increase or decrease, it will affect the flow with the required pressure, right? Try to get the relation between this orifice and K factor. Yes, online?
Yes, sir.
But what is exactly K? It's difficult to explain in the class. Why? Because I need to show with the experimental setup. Okay, so don't worry. I have one animated video. In that animated video, you'll get the experiment, and with that experiment, how we got the K factor. Okay, so I'll share that video, and it's a part of the training file. It's an animated video because in the class I cannot do that experiment. Okay, and based on that experiment, based on that experimental setup, with the different orifice size, we got different K factors with some simple calculation. Okay, so I have that video. It's originally from Autodesk University, the animated video that I'll share you, and it's a part of the training file. You must update before starting the sprinkler calculation part. Okay, at this level, remember K is related to the orifice size, and for half inch orifice size, K factor is 5.6. May I ask in interview? Actually, the range is 5.3. 1 minute. 5.3 to 5.8. Standard, most of the manufacturer will consider 5.6 for half inch orifice size. Yes, online?
Sir, what is the reason of this symbolic resemblance? 5.6 is equal to 1/2. What is the reason that they took 5.6?
Yeah. You see, for that reason only, I'll share that animated video. Means how we got this 5.6 based on this half inch. We'll consider the pressure drop in the sprinkler and the pressure required. Considering all this parameter with the experiment setup, we'll collect the data, and with the simple equation, we'll get these factors.
Got it, sir.
Okay, so anyhow, you may not get exact information or detail at this level for K factor, I'm just providing the link. Okay, so
It's just a coefficient now, sir. Factor of
yes,
coefficient now. It's not in
yes,
units or something like that.
yes. How, from where we got this? That need, anyhow in interview nobody will ask from where you got this K factor. Because I
Yeah, sir,
understood.
this is very important. So this is very
Important.
important to understand. This is very important to understand actually.
As an engineer, you must know from where you got this K factor, because in market, in actual practice, everyone know K factor 5.6, and nobody will ask in interview also from where you got this K factor, or how we do the experiment, because we'll not do that experiment because it's like a data. And manufacturer follow this 5.6, actually range 5.3 to 5.8. Mostly almost all the manufacturer follow this 5.6 K factor for half inch orifice size. But as engineers should know how to get this. So for that, I'll share that video. In that experiment example, you'll get the clear idea about this. Okay, but remember this value 5.6 standard. You see, we have a K factor up to 25 also, based on the orifice size and related to again the flow rate. And it can be less than 5.6 also for residential sprinklers, but standard is 5.6 for interview point of view for half inch orifice size. Okay, next here, P is the pressure in this formula. And for your information, anyhow, at the time of calculation, we'll discuss in detail. At present, for your information, the pressure in the sprinkler cannot be less than 7 psi as per NFPA. If you in the calculation, if you get more than 7, we'll consider the calculate value. But if you get less than 7, we'll consider minimum 7. This is a guideline from NFPA for the sprinkler system. For the light and ordinary, for extra hazard, that case is different. At present, I'm talking about the building safety. So not less than 7 psi. Next, the same table for the thermal rating, temperature rating. Actually, I mixed thermal and temperature rating. This is a temperature rating. What we learned previously, RTI,
Sir,
is for
this 7,
thermal.
7 psi is also for extra hazard, sir.
No, for light and ordinary hazard. Anyhow, you see, for light and ordinary hazard, not less than 7 psi means it's understood. For extra hazard, it cannot be less than 7 psi, right?
Yeah, yes.
Next, temperature rating, already we discussed different colors. Now you see the next characteristic is water distribution. 3 types of water distribution. With the colors, you can find out. You see this blue color pattern. You can find here standard spray sprinkler pattern. This one. This green color is old style. It's outdated now. And you see residential, or we can say like quick response type residential sprinklers wider than the standard. These are the 3 patterns. Later at the time of calculation, we'll use this. So remember. Next, this types we already discussed: pendant, upright, sidewall, etc. This is a fusible link type. But we have some special type sprinklers also. Apart from this, corrosion resistant sprinkler. The sprinkler coated with the wax or any special coating so that the corrosion resistivity can improve or can increase as per the application point of view. So this is a special type. Suppose if you are installing the sprinkler in the high humid areas, or some workshops with some different gases. So if there is a chance, if you think that the sprinkler will corrode, we have this additional coating type. It can be upright, pendant, etc. But with a special coating to increase the corrosion resistivity will be available from the manufacturer. So this is one type. Next, you see dry sprinkler here. Dry sprinkler, here you'll find, you see deflector. This is a special one type, but it can be normal deflector. But can you see this additional pipe here?
Yes.
Like a nipple.
Yes.
So this is a special type for dry sprinkler system. It's also one type. At the time of system, you see all this information what we're learning we'll use at the time of system design. Okay. Next, in case if you think that the sprinkler can damage accidentally, or you see some mental health institutions where there is a chance the people can damage the sprinkler, or like engineering colleges, sometimes some strike happen, something. If you think that if the sprinkler someone can damage, in that case we have this, you see, tamper resistance type. Tamper resistance means it is somewhat difficult to break or damage compared with the normal sprinkler. Following online?
Yeah,
Yes,
yes,
sir.
sir. But
Yes, sir.
how does it function, sir?
Same. Same.
You see, this is a fusible link type, not the bulk
Okay.
type, but this metal, this construction is so compact so that it will not damage easily like the other sprinklers, means the normal sprinklers. Next, you see intermediate level or rack sprinkler. In case if you have intermediate level, or generally in the warehouse, you'll find the different racks. So inside that rack, suppose the rack is say the big or say for example it's a big rack. So we can go for using this type. The deflector type is different. See, this is not like a normal deflector. And why we are calling intermediate level, this deflector will not allow the water, means it is used to restrict the water for that level, because for different level different sprinklers. It's also one special type.
Its spread will be larger. Is that what it is?
Spread that depends as per the orifice size or requirement, but you see this is not to allow the water means after this deflector, because for above level separate sprinkler level wise. We have some more points related to sprinklers that we'll discuss in the next session, inshallah.